All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is International Radio for the Record. This show is about something positive, I have to say. This show is regarding traveling. Now, I just came off a trip last night. Yesterday it was a short trip, but it was a pleasant trip. It was very beautiful and uplifting, and it was a trip that was on a bus, so I had plenty of time to think because there was only a few people on the bus. So the traveling that I did was really it was refreshing. It was a refreshing trip. I have to say so myself. After this trip, I decided I'm not going to ride the bus no more. But the mega bus was a good trip, and it made me think about I'm going to take more trips, and I'm going to travel more. But I'm going to travel by plane where it doesn't consume as much time to get to your destination to leave, where you're not as tired. But what I have to really say about this trip is it got me back in the frame of mind to where I was thinking about the times that I used to travel continuously. I mean, it was like years ago. That's all I did was travel. I stayed on the road. And I thought about how thankful I am that I'm not on the road by choice. I'm on the road, I mean by force. I'm on the road by choice. I used to be on the road where I would travel, get in one town, go to the next town, get off the bus, play the town all day, and then get a bank and get back on the bus and sleep on the bus and get there the next morning to the next town. And then play that town. Sometime I get a motel, stay a day or two. Sometime I get back on the bus if it wasn't right and keep going. But it's just the idea that that was the way I was living years ago when the player was playing and didn't have really no place. It's like some people call that homeless because you're not in a home and you're not stationed. But that was my way of life back in the day. That's the way I played, and I traveled, and I accomplished a lot of money, and I did what I did. But that's when I was young, and I was in better health, and it was just what you did when you were an active young man. It's the way the game went for a true player. You understand? He didn't stay in one spot. I mean, he campaigned along the way until he come up. When he came up with a dame or something like that, then he would lay in one place. But until then, you would be traveling. It was constantly traveling from state to state, from place to place. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go once a month. I'm going to take it to go once a month to go to L.A. to get watches and, clothes and get, and just go for that travel, for that trip, for that travel, and really for that refreshing thrill of going someplace. I got that feeling back, and it made me really realize that how I used to do it when I did it on a solo tip. When I did it by myself, it put me back in that frame of mind, you understand me, of accomplishing things and staying down for my crown, which is what that traveling thing is all about. But like I said, I don't have to travel as much, but I do want to travel because it's something about that, it gives you that rush, you know, going somewhere. I mean, even though I'm not going far, and I'm not continuously going, but it's good to have that spark up under you. It gives you that thrill. You understand? And if you're not on drugs and not taking nothing, because like when I did it before, I wasn't on drugs. I wasn't drinking or nothing. You know what I'm saying? It was a natural high. You know what I mean? I was on that bus last night, and when I was riding on that bus, my mind was gone. I was like on a natural high, just because I was thinking the thoughts that I thought years ago when I was traveling and thinking about what I was going to do when I got to the town, when I was playing for the money out in the street, and you had to hit licks, you know what I mean, and determine where I was going to do that night, whether I was going to lay or whether I was going to play or whether I was going to stay, you understand me, or get on the highway, you understand, and the thing about it is, that's what really fascinated my mind, thinking how it was, when you start thinking about how things were, and then I'm thinking about how blessed I am now to have the choice to not travel, but then able to travel because my legs and things ain't hurting. I was able to manipulate myself to walk and do all the things that, a lot of times it's difficult to do that. But I was able to do it in comfort, and that made me really feel good. And I feel like this, that accomplishing things in travel, for those that have done it. So if you have not traveled under that hammer before, under that light like I'm talking about, you really don't understand. Because a lot of people, players, They weren't full-fledged players, so they don't know that part of the game. What I'm speaking of when I speak about the traveling part in that aspect is that you be hitting a town. You hit a town. I did this a many a day. Get up off the ground, go to L.A., get some jewelry, come out of that Los Angeles, hit that Bakersfield, that Stockton, or hit one of them towns. First shot would be Bakersfield. Get to town. Don't get no room. Put stuff in the locker. Back then they had a locker so you can hold your belongings. Now it's not like that. It's a different situation. So now if I would travel real light. But what I did was put stuff in the locker, then jump up from the locker and go to work. Play the town. Play the whole town, you understand me? By nightfall, when you finish playing, you're going to do one or the other. You're going to stay in the town, or you're going to get out of town. You understand me? You're going to get a room in that town that night, or you're going to get out of town and get a room in Fresno and wake up and play. But just pay for the room that one day because you might get up out of there that next night. It all depends on how sweet the town is when you're trying to hit a lick. It all depends on how sweet it is. If it's sweet, then you step on into the next town. I know when I was in the car and I was traveling, I rented a car and did all this stuff. The last time I really traveled in a car, I rented a car, which is not good to do. Because if you pay too much money on wheels and you're not really on a pleasure trip, you're on a trip to make money, then that's not the way to go. Because renting a car is $200 or $300. And what I found out when I rented a car and traveled, for that week, I went to motels, I went places playing. You know, it didn't work. It didn't work out. I hit maybe 1 or 2 licks. It was not worth it to spend that kind of money because you wouldn't get that money back. But the reason why I did it that particular time was I was exploring. I did that to enjoy renting a car, and you know, I just got my license, and I wanted to have the thrill of driving, you know. It was an experience that I did. But I would not do that again because I'm going to tell you something. It's best not to travel and try to hit licks like that nowadays. That's not the thing to do. What I'm going to do is get my money, go to L.A., get my jewelry, do what I'm going to do, enjoy the ride, and get back and go and sell my stuff in my office. Sell my things at the office. Because hitting the road traveling, it ain't what it used to be. Unless you're working with different things. But what I'm working with, I'm better off being right here stationed and located right where I'm at. So traveling for me would mainly be, like I say, to go get some jewelry and enjoy the traveling itself. Just getting to point A to point B. Not trying to see sights or doing all that. You know, just getting that energy that built up of doing something. You know, I got a friend, he rents a car and goes to L.A. and do that all the time, right? I used to do it back in the day, but it's too hard to work. I ain't trying to stress on that highway, because that highway ain't like it used to be. I'd rather go there and get my stuff done and get back and do what I got to do. And that's what I'm going to start doing. You understand? I'm going to start doing that when I get back to the pattern that I'm saying of going to L.A. once a month. See, you gotta know how to manage that money, stack that money so you have expense money, stack that money so you got money from the stuff you're selling that you put so much up for the trip. you gotta manage your money properly. If you don't manage your money, you'll be off sea. See, I just got back last night. I'm down today. I got energy. I'm gonna be down, and I'm stacking money for the next trip because I know I got to do it to stay on top of this game. I know I'm gonna do that. You understand? Excuse me. And the thing about it is that I'm looking at traveling now in a different frame of mind. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to pay them high ass expenses because motel and all that stuff. I had to do it. It was worth it then. It was a thrill. It was a pleasure, and money was out there. It was plentiful money. You was making money. You understand me? So living on the road was all good. It wasn't bad at all. It was good because you made money. But now, and I'm older as well. No, it ain't happening. You understand me? I'm not doing that. I sell watches. You understand me? Good timepieces, but I'm not selling slum. Slum is over with. That's over and done. You know what I'm saying? It's a young man's game like the pimping is. It's like the pimping is a young man's game, see? You get to a certain age, you got to play. Whatever you do, you're playing for keeps. When you're making money, doing business, you're doing it in a way where you're consistent and you're playing for keeps. You understand? You playing for keep. When you're playing for abroad, you're playing to keep. When you're playing for money, you trying to keep and reinvest that, so your money grows. You understand? You don't mess with no drugs. It's a whole different ball game. See, years ago when I was traveling, I used to drink, do all that, but it was fortunately I was able to make money. Then when I cut that out, I was able to build myself up to a situation where I would have my car. I had a car that I bought, and then I would travel and go somewhere and stay a week. You understand me? And I stayed like that and pay. Like when I was in Vegas, like in the two, when I was there, that was a place to be because it was like you was traveling, because it was new people all the time. So I stayed in Vegas and went there and stayed 4 years, and stayed in a motel and got situated till I ended up doing what I'm doing now, staying where the place I'm at now. But before that, I was playing for the money every day. You understand? And that was the last of the real money that was available to get at that time. You know. And then now, like I said, I'm in San Francisco, and I'm still active and playing for the money. You know what I mean? I'm doing what I do. But the point of it is, my actual traveling has not been, it's not been very much traveling as I've been doing it. I've been stagnated, and I'm getting back in the swing. That's why I'm doing this show on traveling, because I'm getting back in the swing of traveling, man. I'm going to make it mandatory to go at least once a month. You know what I mean? Go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I've had a good month starting out. I went and see Prince, not Prince. I went and see The Time the other day. Went and stayed at my sister's house. You know? And then that was just the first of the month. And then I went to L.A. just yesterday. So I'm getting back on, back doing things. Doing things, going to concerts, going to events. I was only just going to the players' balls and stuff like that. But I'm going to start going to different events, man, enjoying. Enjoying different events and seeing people and doing what's right, And then traveling, like I said, traveling to visit people and see what's going on with them, because actually that's really something to think about continuously doing, because I had a good experience, but I'm not going to take the megabus, because most of the time that situation is no good. This was just one of the times where there wasn't that many people. The first and the best trip I had on it. But it was too time consuming. And I'd rather pay a little more and get where I'm going faster and be more of a pleasurable trip and do it like that. And go, either once a month or every other month. But it would give me a time to stack money. I just buy more stuff as I go and I get more money and do it more like that. Where I take my time and take the trip, go on the internet, take the trip. Well, like I paid $44 for a round trip to L.A. on Megabus, right? Okay. Now, what I'll do, my next trip is going to be on a plane, right? I went before, it was $50 round trip. When I went on the plane before. See, a little more, but faster. You get there in 1 hour. You get there, you got all day. Then you get back fast. See, so you're not stressing. You get there and come out of there quick, and it really ain't that much difference if you take your time and get the right ticket. And see, this is what I'm going to work on. I'm going to start working on this like next week so I can get ready to go back next month until I build up enough jewelry where I don't have to worry. I have enough, you understand me, to go maybe every other month. Right now I'm saying every month because I'm going to do that because I'm going to get back in the swing of things. Plus what I want to do is I want to be able to be selective about selling the watches. I'm not going to sell watches. I'm going to have a certain price. And I'm not going to go below that price. Because I got to go and do this. It's got to be, I just sit on them until somebody pay the price I want. I'm not going to give nothing away, in other words. I'm going to get what I want. I'm not going to get rid of it at all. I hold on to it. Because it's like this. You give the thing away, and you're not leaving until a certain time to go get some more. So, you could have been held on to it, and you would have got it maybe the next day, rather than give it away that day. See, I ain't going for that. Not no more. I'm sticking to my price. It's going to be at the right price. I'm not, on my movies, I might negotiate with that a little bit as the movie get older. I might do the 4 for 10 instead of 3. But all I know is I'm going to work this where I'm going to be, having money and mastering my game, staying on top of my business. Because there's so many things I want to do, and so many places I actually want to go. You know, like when I go any other place other than LA, it's gonna be on pleasure for pleasure. You know, if I rent a car, I'm going somewhere for pleasure. I'm not necessarily going somewhere to work. Because working, man, I did enough of that working and traveling a long time ago. I did that a long time ago, right? To where that ain't happening no more. I'm not even doing that no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm having peace of mind. I'm not getting high, man. I'm not drinking. I'm not on drugs. I'm thinking happy thoughts, man. I'm being happy. So anytime I go somewhere, it's about being happy, man. You know, making a happy choice. You know, you choose happiness. When you choose your attitude, you got good attitude. You got good thoughts going through your mind. That's what I'm saying yesterday when I was on that trip. Because it wasn't crowded and wasn't a lot of chaos, I was able to think happy thoughts. You know, sometimes when I'm in the office, I'll be trying to think positive things, but then be a lot of youngsters or somebody coming there with a whole lot of madness, right? Starting shit, coming in there rolling weed and being all loud. I just play past it though. I just get into my own world. I don't get mixed up into that. I let that stuff go because that's them. That's the way they trip. That's just the way the young people trip. And I'm an old cat, so I know how to play past all that. I don't even get in no conversations or none of that. Whatever they talking about, I don't hear it. You know. And they'll say OG and they'll say pimp this and pimp that. Man, I don't pay them people no mind, man. You know what I'm saying? I mind my own business. And I ain't in the hipping business, you dig? That's one thing I'm not going to do. I'm not going to be hipping nobody or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, getting on this road, that's one thing I'm incorporating in my life now. At this time, I'm incorporating once a month traveling. I'm going to start looking for my reservations for the next ticket now before it comes around because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take care of my business and I'm going to have money and I'm going to get back in the swinging thing. And eventually I may even have a store because, you know, there's clothes and different things you can get cheap that you can sell. I'm going to be looking in the elevate, advance, you know, get to another level in this game. But I know one thing about that is, see, what people don't understand is when you have a store and all that, rent will break you. So you can go out of business before you get in business. If you rent a store, you rent something. As people say, you ought to rent a store. You ought to have a store. You know. Well, see, that's why I don't have a store is because expenses and overhead, that'll break you right there. You understand me? An expensive city like San Francisco. So I'm not really thinking about a store right now. I'm thinking about peddling on the street, like I've been doing for years on and off. Doing it like that. And as long as I got the office and they let me work there, I'm thankful and blessed. And I'm so blessed and thankful that I can do that. You understand me? I'm really thankful about that to the point to where I'm not going to do nothing that's going to interfere. You understand me? Interfere with me getting money and taking time out, you know, to really, really enjoy life, man, for what they really, really, really enjoy what life has to offer and what life is. Because life, you got to really, really, really think positive, do the right thing, and feel free. Because I remember them old cats when I was coming up, I was a lot younger than them. They were situated. They had their little old spot, getting their little money and doing their thing, but they was at peace. I know when I used to go to Fresno, the cats used to be there. And it was a slower town. And I was there. It was all right. At that time, it was all right. But, you know, it wasn't like me being in the city where I can get sharp and not get dust on your clothes. You know, and the bras was behind. They was slow. You know, it was a different pace. But it was all right at the time when I was in Fresno. But I was mostly in and out of there. I was travel. I'd go there for maybe a week or two. It's the only time I would do. I would stay there and play for a week or two. That's the traveling I did. I would stay there like that, and then I'd go somewhere else. I might go to Bakersfield, stay there a week or so. Sometimes you can do play like that, pay a weekly rent. You understand? I'll stay a week somewhere and grind me a bankroll, and then go to the next town. I would do it like that because I didn't have no I didn't have no spot. I was like on the road. I was really on the road. You understand me? That's how I did it. And you can play like that back then. You hit that town, if that town is sweet, you stay. I used to stay in Bakersfield for weeks. You understand me? Back in the time. I had marks that I'd see, car lot attendants, that, you know, these different people, I'd come and they steady be buying jewelry. They steady bought jewelry. I'd go to Reno. When I went to Reno, I stayed like weeks. Sometimes I stay a month. I stayed there and get a bank out of Reno. You understand? It's just when you got that instinct in you that hustler's instinct that you can get money, you can get money anywhere, man. It's in you, man. You've been doing it so long. It ain't no other way. You don't know nothing else. Because I ain't never worked a square job where I knew how to do that. If I didn't have a broad, I was hustling. It was like I was true to the game. I was a true player. Still am a true player. I don't go for no working no job 9 to 5, going to work like them squares. See, if you worked on a job, you understand me? If you worked on a job temporarily for a little bit of time, it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. It doesn't interfere with your resume as being a player. But if you did more work time than playing time, no, you're a worker, not a player. And that's what people don't understand. That's why I try to tell them before. All I know is playing, you understand me? Thoroughbred, top flight, you understand me? Boss player. You understand me? That's what my pedigree is. My itinerary say, look here, this is a boss player, you understand me? Like my resume, you understand me? It lets you know, you understand what a real player's about. But I'm going to get back to this, me being a player that's retired. I'm still playing, but I don't claim fame in the game. I don't hoop and holler no more, you understand me? Because what I'm doing, I'm not trying to get points no more. I'm not like them young people, you understand me? You know what I mean? Trying to get their points and stripes. I already got there. Medals, awards, trophies, I got all that. All I'm trying to do now is just enjoy life on a day-to-day basis. Thank the Lord upstairs for me to have my health, healthy enough to get around, wake up and look good. That's what my biggest thing I'm thankful for, is I'm able to get up, wake up, you understand me, and look good. And then be able to go out there and make me some money, make a little change. I'm not out there scuffling, hustling, trying to accumulate cars and jewelry and all them things that I did back when I was trying to, get rank in the game. You do that when you're young. When you get older, all you're trying to do is maintain. You don't want no stress. You understand me? You don't want nothing to, be stressing you. You don't need all that pressure. That's the one thing you don't want. And I'm not trying to have no pressure. I'm taking everything with a grain of salt. I'm not tripping, man. I'm telling you. I got this, at my office, I got competition over there because my ex-partner is steady around there, showing up, hanging around, doing things. But I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to do what I do. You understand? I'm going to do what I used to do before I met him. Or when I knew him, but I was doing my own thing. I'm getting back in order. I'm getting myself back together. You understand me? That's the first trip I took to L.A. by myself without being with him. Because me and him, we got to the point where we was going together and doing all that. But that shit didn't work because he wouldn't know how to manage his money. So when it's time to go back the next time, we wouldn't have no money. You understand? And I always had the money to go, but I wasn't going to front him the money because I had to loan him money the first time we went. You understand? So I ain't got time for that. That's why I said I'm at the best state of my mind right now. I'm back on track, being by myself. You understand me? Being my best self. That's why I'm so happy because, like Shorty was telling me this morning, he said, man, he was messed up about me and Mike. I said, look, man, I'm going to tell you what, I'm happy about that, man. I'm not messed up. I'm happy about it because dude wasn't right, so, if he ain't right, he ain't right. I didn't feel he was right. And I can be my best self now. So I'm happy now when I wasn't happy then. So I do not feel bad. But let me wind this down because traveling, like I said, in my point of view of traveling, is different than the average square traveling just going on a vacation. My way of life is traveling. It was the way I played, a true player played when I traveled. It was a way of life. But anyway, I'm going to let you all know that I'm going to wind this down because I got 2 minutes. And then Friday may not be here, but I'm going to speak in her behalf about her show. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, like I always tell the young people, I tell them to pull their pants up, but now I don't tell them that no more. I just tell them to respect women and don't cuss and use vulgarity and all that. You know what I mean? Try to act like an adult. Try to be smooth. And that's something that a lot of them will not do, even when I tell them. So I just say it on my show, but you know what I mean? I don't go down there preaching around the place no more. Because I know if they can't see by example how sharp and how clean I be, and want to be in that direction like I was when I was young, and then I can sing, and then I can do. But let me let you know that it's time to go. And I'll see y'all on my next show, International Red for the Record. Y'all.